All right, guys, you know what it is. Your boy Juan Torres coming at you guys with the very first episode of
The Elevated Podcast.
with your host Juan Torres, joined by
Houston Ricardo.
on today's episode we have two local DJs, DJ Discolazer and DJ AyDee.
Hope you guys enjoy.
So yeah, dude, what is it that you said that you're doing with your painting?
Oh, well, I just started, I started doing my own little business, going out there, starting, paint all the houses, man. I started doing when I was 15.
Oh, shit.
So, shit, 6, 7 years now doing it. You get into it. It's like, man, if you could do it for somebody else, you would do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Push forward to it, and that's all it is about. If you put your mindset to something, you can accomplish it. That's what me and him always say.
Yeah.
We actually dreamed about, us doing our own little thing at a club, because, we started doing our little DJ together and everything. We partner up. He's like, hey, man, let's do it. Let's take that risk. He told me, hey, he brought me that day. He's like, hey, dude, come on out. It's going to be a good time. Let's just do it. Let's try it. Mm-hmm. And the people doubted us. People doubted us, huh?
It was like we knew like the risks of like could be dead or we can have it like just get it going like all nighting like a weekend thing and
right.
I mean it's just one of those things like you just gotta jump into it and like see where it leads to.
Right,
like,
right.
You just gotta do it. You just gotta see where it goes.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, you just go out in a different direction. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. And I think that's where a lot of people have a hard time is like being able to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
But you guys feel like now that you guys took the leap, you think it's definitely, I don't know if easier is the right word for it, but it's made you guys more willing to go out there and just try different things.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. After that time, we were shook that day. We just looked at each other. Everyone's like, even the club owner was like, no, what?
He wanted to shut. He's like,
shut
no,
it
he's
down.
not. This isn't gonna
It's
work.
not gonna work.
Let's try again next week. No, we had 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
We sent it out
pure
2
promotion.
weeks. First time ever doing anything at anywhere.
Any club.
Our own like event.
Oh,
And
Yeah. So
they're
were
like 2 weeks, and we're like, ooh, this is a short period of time, but like we got to work with what we got, and we're like, we're already this deep into it. We can't
stop
back
now,
out. Like
you know?
we back out and you get scared. Like
Yeah.
we're never gonna know. Like
What,
you're never
you
gonna
know?
know if it worked or not if you just back out.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
like 2 weeks went in, and then we sent it out, and then like first night we had like 80 people.
Yeah.
which is
yeah.
a big
It was
like
a big,
it was
big
big 'cause
surprise.
it's like
it was like, whoa.
80 people is 80 people, but like it was better than not having anybody there.
Anything, and there's people dancing, so that was a good part.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had people dancing that whole
Yeah,
night.
Yeah, it's not like it was like 80 people like just sitting around and we're like, oh, this isn't. They're not feeling it.
Yeah.
Right,
But it was like
right.
80 people on the dance floor having a good time.
Yeah.
Like that's what really matters. No matter if there's one person or 100 or 1,000 people,
doesn't
that
matter.
one person's having fun. You
Yeah.
made somebody's day.
Fuck yeah,
You
dude.
did
Exactly.
and they're gonna remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna
Yeah,
remember
bring
that.
another friend
I was
and
the only
another
one that
friend.
DJ was giving turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think like those type of things, man, for some people it's definitely magical, Like
Yeah.
I was just watching a podcast earlier and they're just talking about like all it takes is just that one person
Oh,
having a good
yeah.
time, dude.
That's
Where
it.
it just completely fucking changes it up,
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been DJing? When did you guys start?
Shit, I started like my dad actually did it. He was actually a bartender out in Mexico.
Okay.
And he was like, man, you know how bartenders would go up to the DJ or whatever. Hey, dude, put me this on, give you a drink and everything. And so my dad would always see that there, and he really got into music. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna do that when I get over here to US. So that's what he did when he got here to US. He started buying speakers, all that stuff. And back then, you know how it was with the CDs and everything. It's not how it is nowadays.
Right.
It's so much easier and like a little bit more to understand. And he really liked doing it. So when I started like realizing stuff, I was like 6, 7 when like I was like, okay, this is what he wants me to help him do. So I started, at like 6, and ever since that, I was helping him out, doing all this cabling work, putting up the laptops, the lights, That's what I think we all learn from,
Right.
from seeing other people and they help you out, So my dad, I was really helping him out because, long nights that we couldn't, we had to go take it from the storage to the
Yeah.
the
The actual
salon,
venues.
yeah, the
Yeah.
venues,
Yeah.
and then what people, people are, hey, okay, stay another extra
Yeah,
hour.
you're like, all right, let's go.
Okay, let's
keep
do
going.
it, let's do it. So you would be coming out like at 3 in the morning, so and then I was like at 3 in the morning, you would have to still come back and take it to the storage. So I was like, I can't stop doing it now, man. Restless nights for this. Nah, we gotta keep pushing forward.
Right.
So I really got serious into that because he left. He got deported and he went back to Mexico. So I actually got more into like, hey, I'm gonna take over his name, be more serious about it, and push forward for his name to, we're not gonna see that we worked this for a long time,
Right.
So my dad's actually been doing it for 15, 20 years now.
Wow.
So I just right behind him, That's
Right.
that's how I'm keeping it now. Now here we are, me and him,
Yeah.
we partnered up, now we're going strong, better than ever,
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
funny, like up to like before I met Jose, but like I was just having this conversation with him on the way here. I was like, you know what? I was like, think about that question. I was like, I don't even know when I picked up a mixer, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I was
Yeah.
like, it was just so natural. Like I got into it so like naturally. I think it's because I like really liked music, and then I just don't know what point from like when I was growing up to like now that I was like, when did I pick up a mixer and I was like, this is what I want to do.
Oh,
Like, I just
And
don't
just
like.
happened
I was like,
naturally.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know. I was like, people ask me that question all the time. How'd you start? I was like, I don't know. It's always been there.
It's just
Right.
always
always
been there,
done
and he's
it.
loved it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten like really serious in the last probably like 2 years, and I started with I was just doing like at home, just learning a bunch of new stuff, and then my sister had a quinceañera, and we got this we got one of his name is the Nelly's Decorations here in town.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of them.
And
Okay.
so he did my sister's quinceañera, and like that was when I took my leap of faith.
Okay.
And I like approached the owner and I asked him if I could just like work with him and do like all these things to get into like what I really wanted to do. And for the first year, I was just doing all the side things. I was setting up tables, I was taking down tables, I was setting up all the DJ gear, I was
Right.
like putting it all together. Never touched the mixer before. And like when I was working with him the first year, and I was just doing all the little side things that like it's like all the beginner stuff I think every DJ does before.
Right.
And like then like the second year came around and I was just like getting more and more into it, and then slowly I was like with the DJ all the time. And like mixing with them, and I would bring my mixer and he would let me go for like 30 minutes, and like that's how I like slowly started to pick myself up.
Right.
And I'm really thankful for him because like he started Nelly's club events,
Yes.
and we
Oh,
had
Club
that's
event
the
where
same
we're-
place.
Yeah.
That's where
Okay.
we threw our first event.
yeah.
Oh,
And so
what?
yeah, before
He
I was
helped us
doing all
lead
that
up.
stuff and met Jose, like we had like Senora Dinamita, Los Inquietos,
What?
Yeah, he's
Ramon
been
Ayala. I've opened up for all of those guys.
Imagine taking
just
one
from
leap
being
of
with
faith.
that guy.
Really?
Yeah, and that's all just from like
Holy crap.
just throwing myself into doing all that.
Yeah, and those are definitely big names, man.
Big
So it
people.
was like a
Whoa.
bunch of people, like, and I was just like, I was his only DJ, and he was like, "You want to open up? You want?" I was like, "Heck yeah!" I was like,
Hell yeah.
I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then like those bands come around and like you're right next to the stage. You
Right.
get to see them backstage, take pictures, like
Oh,
you
yeah,
get like
I
the
got
whole
good
thing. Never
Right.
paid for one event, and I was
Whoa.
that was my favorite part. It was sick.
That's cool, dude. So
Yeah.
how many years ago was that?
That was like in the last 2 years.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, in the last 2 years, that's when he had he was having all those bigger bands come through, and then he stopped doing that. I think last year is when we stopped, like he stopped doing all that, and then
Right.
we got into like he didn't have anything, and he was just kind of like patiently waiting for something, and then,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
that's when he gave me the opportunity.
Nice.
But before that, like I was doing other side stuff, like on top of doing that, and like we were doing Mendoza's bar,
Yeah.
and like doing all that, and that's when I met Jose.
Okay.
And then from there, we were just hanging out a lot, and then like, it was from there, it was like we clicked, and then it was just
Right.
like
Anything
anything I ever had, events, private events, I'd be like, couldn't do it. I'm like, yo, Jose, you want to take this?
I got
And then
some too.
vice versa,
Yeah.
it was just like,
Yeah.
yo, Adrian, you want to take this?
Yup.
And so it's like we had that going, and
Right.
then the owner actually gave me an opportunity. He's like, you want a chance to throw your own events?
Oh, shit.
And I was like, Yeah, I was like, you got the.
Who
I was like,
wouldn't, right?
and then I like the place that he has there that used to be the old Mambo's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Where
So,
Millennium? Wait, is
No.
that Millennium?
No,
No,
it's over there by Atlantis. It's like right.
Oh
across.
yeah.
Jocks.
Okay,
Jocks.
gotcha.
So like I saw that place getting like when it was nothing until what he has it now.
Dude, it's a nice venue.
It's
nice
a
venue.
nice venue. So when he told me he wanted an opportunity to do club events, I was like, yeah, I was like,
Come on,
I'm
it's a
not gonna deny
no-brainer,
that.
bro.
And then I was like, we never threw events as big as that, and that venue
That's
holds
pretty
like
big, too.
1,000 people. At
It's a pretty
venue
big
holds.
venue to fill up.
So
It is.
when we first started, 80 people in a venue that's 1,000 holds 1,000 doesn't
Right.
look like a lot. It
Yeah,
looks
it
like there's
doesn't.
20 people in there.
Yeah,
it doesn't
absolutely.
look like
it
that.
does, yeah, because
But
some
when you
people
start,
sit down.
then when
Yep.
you start, like we just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Like we said, that first one was that the one that like he was like, no, let's try again next weekend. We didn't have enough time, and we're like, no, we're sticking with this. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, regardless of
And
who
then,
shows
yeah.
up, like we're just gonna
And
do
so-
it.
start something.
Then it started popping off. It was first night 100 people, second night 150, third night was 300 people, and it was like a constant 300.
Damn.
Then like
Then it hit
off
Halloween.
of us doing something like that, we got attention from all sorts of promoters in town, and everybody wanted to do
Everyone
events
started-
now
yeah.
there.
Whoa.
Everybody started
So-
realizing.
So
and stuff,
like a
man.
bunch of them started hitting them up, and then they started having all sorts of events there, and then we started doing like bigger events, and now we were hitting like 700 people, and like we were,
Oh, man.
yeah, it was in that one, and we
It
were
was
just like,
that one where we just did that Halloween one.
yeah, oh my
We're
god,
like, hey, man,
back to
let's
back,
take it.
2 Halloween parties, like
It
back
wasn't
to back,
Halloween yet.
full.
What?
And I was like, man.
We were like, oh, we were like, "Dang,
We're
this is
shook."
insane. We were like, we would be up on the stage and look at each other like, dude, we did this.
Like we really did this.
We
like-
went from like having like really nobody,
Right.
like knowing who we were and like really followers and like people like, oh, let's go check this place out. So like we had people coming in all the time until we
Yeah.
were just doing events
And-
all over the place.
Damn.
It was a fun time.
I just feel like it's like the new generation where
Right.
we have a different style of vibes. Like we have like we're Latinos. We love the hip hop. We love
Right.
mixing into different genres, and
Yeah.
we could do it. We could do it. That's
Absolutely.
what I
Yeah.
feel like everybody sees that. Some DJs like to like. Hide behind the laptops or something. I've seen it,
Yeah,
some are scared,
absolutely,
but I
yeah.
feel like we're outgoing.
Right.
We love to talk to our crowd. We love to be partying. They see us dancing, having a good time. Like, hey, why not me? You know? And that's
Well,
how I feel like.
Like I've known you for some time, dude, and you've always had that personality, dude. So I'm sure to you it just comes naturally,
Yeah, I think
you
it
know.
just comes
So
naturally.
You've always been all over the place, bro.
Yeah, I just always love, it's being out there and getting to know people, because I feel like that's too, my personality, just being so cool with everyone. Because I always tell everyone, you never know who you're gonna stumble down across.
Right.
You could be so
you don't
cool
know who's
to somebody.
watching.
Yeah.
It's always like who's watching.
Yeah, so
you just gotta be
always-
careful with that too. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
who's watching.
Who's
so you gotta
actually
be
watching?
professional.
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
work.
And we always been professional about it, because we just always wanted to do the best, and we want to give the people a good time and remember that, hey, I remember AyDee was
Yeah.
killing on tracks with
Yeah.
some, what was it, some Kulo from Pitbull, oh my gosh, and everybody was having a good time.
Yeah.
We had a lot of events like that out here, so and we started growing into the industry where people started noticing, and Homeboy got signed over to Amplify.
Yeah, I got
Entertainment.
signed out to the
Ooh, and
Amplified
they're a
Entertainment.
pretty big deal, dude.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
It's
They've
been a
around.
blessing there
Yeah.
being with them.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So now I play on the radio.
What?
I play for Juan 101 or 101.7.
Oh,
we do the
son.
Saturday mezcla mix.
Yeah.
Oh,
The mezcla explosiva.
what?
And then I do
Some bangers.
today. I actually have a mix on today that's gonna play
Yeah.
Oh,
for
no way.
Alice 96.5.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, that's crazy. I didn't know that, dude. What?
Homeboy's out here, man.
It was that one leap of faith. That's all it took. And like
Yeah.
every year after that was like, just keep
More and
growing
more
more
and
and more.
more.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, yeah, like despite of everything in COVID of 2020, 2020 has actually been a good year.
I hear that, man.
It's been a blessed year. Like it's been nice. It's
Right?
like, all these
Yeah,
opportunities
man.
have like popped up.
Mhm.
Or yeah, like now like with Amplified, and it's awesome just to be with them, and like it's really like the company is like they're super like they're all about the community and like customer service and like and like
they're really
providing
about that
like
giving back to the
good,
people, man.
like, you know, it's like Kent's an amazing dude, and like I've learned a lot
Shout
of
out-
things.
shout out
Yeah,
Kent Todd.
Hell
He's an
yeah.
amazing dude.
Yeah.
I love him. He's showed me everything. Anytime I have like advice for anything, it's nice to have somebody to
Yeah,
go
mentor.
through to the industry, because like Jose had his dad like DJing, and that's how he got into it. Like I'm a first gen, like this
This is just him.
I jumped into it. Nobody
Whoa.
else, nobody in my family is a musician, plays any like is like DJs, like none of that. So I'm like first generation of like music,
That's
doing
yeah.
something with it. So it's like
And
to
big-
come
big
from that
leaps.
is like it's hard, because you don't have anybody else to like like talk to like your interests about, or like get advice from like this and that. So like having Kent, and knows the industry and has been there for a long time, and is
Yeah,
like number
that's-
one here in
Yeah.
like Northern Nevada, is just
Yeah.
amazing to like go to him and be able to be like, hey, what do you think about this? I want to try this, or like I have this, or like just ask him a bunch of questions. It really helps.
Yeah.
And then like having Jose too, it's like I have somebody else to be like, you know, to like if I'm like overbooked, or like I have other events, or
Right.
like ones I
Yeah.
don't want or like can't do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and Jose,
Yeah,
I'm like,
help
Jose,
me
you want
out.
to do this? I don't really want to do this one. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, no, it's good though.
got
I
you.
mean, you know,
Yeah.
that's really what it is. And
So-
like, you know, going back to like the whole 2020 thing with the COVID, a lot of people, I mean, despite of everything happening, you know, a lot of people went through a lot of bad shit. A lot of people don't also think about like DJs or promoters also being like a small business, right?
Yeah, it
Especially
is.
like the DJ themselves.
Yeah.
Right. So were you guys, I mean, you guys just said that you guys had the best year. Oh, well, I don't know about the best year, but you guys had a really good year, right?
Yeah,
You guys
we
had a
had
really
a
good
good-
year.
I think
despite
no.
everything
I think I
happening.
would say this is one of my best years.
I think
Like,
so.
this is
I think
one of my
it too. It
best
showed
years.
me, you know, it showed me that you could fall down really, you know, really bad, and you know, and it's like in the Bible, after a storm, there's sunshine.
Yeah.
And that's how I seen it, baby. You know, you could go up and come back down, but you always got to come back up.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, that's how 2020 I think has been for all of us.
Right.
You know, despite with all this, you know, COVID and all this stuff, you know,
Yeah.
it's been hard,
But
you know, for DJs and small
Yeah.
businesses.
Especially, man, like I don't even know if like DJing like entertainment is gonna come back
Right.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like we don't even know if it's like
Yeah.
a year from
A
now,
year from
6
now.
months,
Yeah, man.
next July,
Yeah.
next summer.
Right.
But the crazy thing is like, even like with like it being so like with the COVID and all the restrictions, like we've still been managed to like, especially with like Amplify, we still managed to been busy.
Yeah.
I actually do these curbsides.
Oh,
dude.
what?
He's innovated, like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
like,
see, dude, that's why like that's what's crazy about it, you know, and like I consider DJs being entrepreneurs, being small
Yeah.
businesses as well,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like anytime that we have like huge economic meltdown or huge pandemics happening, it's always entrepreneurs that get us out of certain things, right? Are able to manage
Yeah.
through hardship, right? So even with something like this, it's like despite us not being able to go to a huge club, huge venues, crowd restrictions, everything
Crowd
like that, you
restrictions.
gotta find
Yeah.
a way
way.
around it.
And so you see the
Exactly.
positives, so like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're reaching out, you know, in your town, but now
Right.
you're live streaming. Now
Yeah.
you're reaching out different
I saw you guys
countries.
on Twitch.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
We were
That
live
was fun.
streaming. It was a
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
We
they
got
were-
the
you guys
one on the
fucking killed
12th.
it.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we got a one on the 12th again for their first year,
For
1 year anniversary.
Yeah,
What?
we're actually the first
First
Latinos.
Latin DJs.
I saw
First
that.
Latin DJs
They
to
were
hop on that.
impressed,
They
yeah.
were,
Yeah, they loved it.
impressed. They loved it. We're like,
Uh-huh.
all right, you know. So that's what it takes, you know, just giving our vibe out, you know, just enjoying it. That's what we love doing is just,
Right.
you know, having to just enjoy the time.
And
of
it's
our
same with
lives.
those. Like, I mean, you're like doing a live stream, anything with like live stream, and you see like how many viewers you get, and you kind of get discouraged. You're like, oh, I only got 2 people.
Right.
I only got 3. But like,
It don't
it
matter.
don't matter.
Right.
Same
People
thing.
are probably in their house vibing out to,
To
what
your
you're playing. They're
music,
just
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
dude,
getting-
absolutely.
it's like, and it's like you don't know who those 3 are. It could be someone important that just checking new DJs out, or like, you know, just
Yeah, you
anything
don't
could
all
really
it
be
takes.
You don't
anything.
even know.
So like, you really gotta give it your best. Like you gotta give it your best all the time. Just give
Absolutely.
your best all the
Exactly.
time. If you give your best all the time, you're always gonna get a positive result.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's how it always
definitely.
gotta be.
And you know, like one of the people I really follow is Gary V on YouTube, and he's like huge on entrepreneurship and everything
Okay,
like that.
sweet.
And he talks about how you want to put out as much content as possible, right? Always put out content. It doesn't matter if you get 1 view,
Yeah.
10 views.
Exactly.
But the thing is, like, he kind of goes back to it. Like if you had this Pokemon podcast 10 years ago, for 10 years, you wouldn't have fucking done anything, right? But as soon as Pokemon Go hit, everyone's Googling Pokemon. All of a sudden, you're the biggest Pokemon podcast, right? Yeah. So it's like things like that. Like all it takes is for that one time for you to blow up because of one song or something. Yeah, and then now everybody looks at all your content, your whole library, everything like that. So it's good versus having that one video that popped and then you have nothing else backing it up.
Exactly. That's all.
So yeah, but like the what's his name? The guy what's his name? He's drinking the cranberry.
Oh, Dogface.
Yeah, but what's the song? What's the song he does?
It's Dreams by
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. There you go.
Yeah.
See, that song was like, nobody. It's just like boom out of nowhere, just blew up again, and they're just like they're probably like
60 years ago
living their life. Just like what the why is our song number one right now? Like what happened? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, who the hell's this Dogface guy? Right?
Shout out Dogface.
So it's just crazy how like something like that is just like. It can come back like this. They can make it viral like quick. Like,
and especially
so
like as quick as the internet is right now. Like another one that I thought was like really interesting was like Post Malone, and what he talks about too is like how he went from creating that one song that freaking really blew him up. What is it called?
White Iverson.
Yeah, White Iverson. Like he posted it at night on SoundCloud. The next morning he had like 80,000 fucking hits.
I saw that.
Dude, it's crazy. Just overnight. It could really happen.
Yeah, he was like, I saw that little interview. He was like, you know what, I posted a night, and the next thing I was like, everybody was blowing me up, and I was like, damn, that's all it really. But
it goes back to those. It goes back to the like putting out all that content because you never know when one of those is gonna be that one hit wonder. If you just keep pushing and like keep putting it out, like one of them is gonna hit one hit wonder.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've listened to so many like artists that like on Spotify, like I find them, and then boom, next thing you know, like months later, they're on the radio, and you're like, what? They blew up. Why? Because they just kept pushing. They didn't stop.
Like, you just gotta keep posting it. People are gonna see it. It can keep seeing it.
Oh, absolutely, man. And I think that's like another thing that a lot of people like fail to realize is that failure isn't. It's part of the journey, right? But as long as failure doesn't keep you down, right? You'll have your ups and downs, everything like that. You'll go months, years not doing anything, and all of a sudden you just get that one banger that just hits off. Dude. And it's crazy because another one too that I really like is Russ. And he was talking about how he went 10 years, like 30 albums or something like that, hundreds of music, right? And and then what really ended up blowing him up was doing like the one song a week for months, right? And eventually one of the songs hit, and then now everybody started going back at everything else, right? So it's like, oh shit, this Russ dude is really good.
Yeah. It's like, oh damn, he was out here.
And right. And like how they say, like it's only a failure if you give up.
Right.
You didn't fail. If it's like the only way it's a failure is if you give up. So if you don't give up, you'll never fail.
Yeah, and most of the time too, like as long as you keep pursuing whatever it is that you're after, at some point down the road, whether it's months or years, you'll be like, damn, okay, that ended up happening because that led me to this. Exactly. That me not doing really good at what I was supposed to got me to this point, which is really good because I'm doing a lot better now. So it's not absolute failure. Right?
It's not, and that's why I say when you start something like photographing something, drawing pictures of DJing, I say once you start something, you're almost halfway there. Right. We started something at the. If we wouldn't do it, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. I think,
Yeah, with the 80 people, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like now, like when we do it advances, boom, it blew up. We actually did a Halloween party the other day. Boom, blew up, like it was last minute, boom, blew up, like that, like how it did it. Like people like underestimate, a lot of people because we're young. They don't think we have the crowd like that. So, and it's like, when they see it, they're like, wow, people are really doing their thing out here, And it's just the crowd having a good time, the vibe. And that's how I think it just comes from, just starting something, you can't
you
stop.
just got to keep pushing at it.
You can't stop, man.
Yeah, because it's
like, you stop, like he said, failure.
Yeah, I mean, if I would have stopped at, like, I mean, it's like if you would have, like, if you stopped somewhere and like if you could have gone one more, you would have like blew up somewhere else. You could have done this, but like you stopped there and like you didn't.
That's why I feel like a lot of people don't make it out there. They have the talent.
And it's like especially with DJing, it's like, I mean, I got discouraged for a while too. I was like, man, like everybody's like transitions are like really good. Like I can't get this down. Like,
Right.
is this for me? Like, like I was just like down, and I was just like, and then I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and like more hanging out with him, more hanging out with every
DJ
all the
out
DJs,
there.
and you like start seeing everything, and then like. Yeah, I mean, then it starts getting natural. Like you start knowing when to like transition and when it sounds bad and when it sounds good. And
Right.
like now I'm just like, holy, like I'm a freaking natural at this. Like trying to show somebody,
Yeah.
and then like trying to show somebody else that's like never done it. And I was like, holy, like damn, I do know a lot about this now.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I've been DJing for a little bit of time. I'm nowhere near as what you guys are
I
fucking doing,
know
bro.
you DJ. Yeah, I know you DJ.
So I'm not doing what you guys are doing,
Yeah.
right? But I'm trying. I'll get there eventually,
You're
hopefully.
getting there?
But like once I really started getting into it, like I was telling Houston that, dude, like now every time that I hear music, I'm always like counting beats. I'm always counting music. I'm like,
Yeah.
boom, drop right there. Boom,
Drop
drop
it,
right
yeah.
there. You know, even if I'm in the car and shit, dude.
It's like, boom, did it drop? Oh shit, wait, I was just picturing it in my head.
yeah, like, oh shit, speed it up.
Yeah, and that's how it is. Like when you just like love DJing, you hear you know the drops, and you're like,
Yeah, oh my
"Hey,
God.
I could have mixed this song.
Yeah.
This one will go good
You
with
start
that.
you start getting creative, and then you
You
start
know?
finding those music pools where it starts giving you like you can get acapellas, instrumentals,
Right.
and then DJ Refresh
Oh.
actually dropped a his first sample pack off of his Pan Dulce website.
Oh,
Dude,
what?
if you get time to check it out, it's $25. But let me tell you, anything you get from DJ Refresh is lit. Like
Really?
I'm about to get it today.
Pan
I've been waiting it.
Dulce.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And it's dude, straight bangers. Like,
Yeah.
he's got sound effects and like a lot of the stuff that he uses, and like I love his like cumbia stuff. So like,
Okay.
yeah, he drops his today, and or he actually dropped a couple days ago, but I'm getting it today. But yeah, if you get a chance to check that out, like,
Yeah.
it's so
Okay,
dope.
music.
Absolutely.
But like, yeah, those like you get those acapellas, instrumentals, and you start mixing and matching everything, and
acapellas
like,
are nice.
oh my god, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
And it's
Yeah.
like it's amazing, like, and then the feeling you get off of like us as DJs, we feed off the crowd, like
right.
crowd's
feel
having a
the
good time,
energy.
we're having a good time, and then we're like
You just start
pumped
feeling
up,
the
and it's just
energy
like
just
the
throwing
energy
them.
is just like
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
them
it's a
off.
push and pull.
I think
thing.
it's the most exciting thing about being like a DJ. It's like
Driving
is,
that
oh my
crowd.
god, it's
Driving
like,
the
feeling
crowd,
the
and the most
energy.
important
you're so
thing,
excited
too.
to play this edit, that edit. You're like I just love DJing because like the energy you get from
And then the
like
crowd having
everybody,
a
and
good
just like the
time.
crowd, even with the live stream, like even doing the live stream, like like as long as you're like vibing out and like having a good time, it's like
That's why you just lose yourself
yeah.
in the music.
You
That's all
do.
gotta
It's like
say.
you just get lost. I can DJ, like I DJ like in the morning sometimes, and like before I know it, I have to go watch work. I'm like, dang, I was like, I want to keep
Out
going
of it.
because I'll download like a lot of music, and then I'll sort it out and then put it in the Serato.
Right.
And then
just wanna
the
play.
next day I just want to start playing all of them, and then just start like
You just wanna
messing
play.
around with everything. So
yup.
it's a lot of fun.
I hear that. So, what would you guys say, like, for someone who was wanting to start off DJing, like, what genre of music, or like, what did you guys start off with? What advice would you give to someone who's just trying to start off, and easiest way to get going and not get discouraged? Because I know when I started, I tried to jump into different things, man. I was like totally discouraged.
Where'd you jump in?
So, dude, I jumped in with like hip hop, dude.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then, but the thing about it was, like, for me, I think like watching things on YouTube didn't help at all, dude. Like, I got my freaking my turntables and shit, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch a few YouTube videos and I'm gonna be all the fucking way in, bro.
Yeah.
But no, dude. And it took one of my buddies to come over who DJs. He's been doing it for a long fucking time.
Nice.
And he's like, dude, this is how you do it. And I was like, cool. After that, dude, it was like, you know, just learning little by little. But it really took someone to show me what I'm looking for in order to be able to get started, right?
Exactly.
And as I said, that's when I started really picking up and like getting more like experience and better at it, is because I had other DJs around to
Right.
see
To
and
see,
show
yeah.
me that. Because before I was just like you, I was like, fuck. I was
Yeah,
like,
where-
how the hell like
Yeah.
see the YouTube videos, but I'm not sounding anything like this.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's how
But
I
yeah.
think everyone started. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Electro music is kind of like an easier genre too, because it's like
That-
all the same beat, and then there's not a lot of vocals in there,
Yup.
so you can really like practice your transitions really. and then like keeping it on beat, because you can definitely hear when you're off beat completely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, electronic music's probably like easier to get into. Like the hip hop stuff, you just gotta like where the chorus ends, like in the intros, because a lot of like
intros.
DJ music too.
Yep.
Like I like getting like intros and outros
Absolutely.
to like help
Yes.
you get into those transitions,
A little bit
and then you
smoother.
just gotta watch where like the vocals end, and then that's where you'll be like your starting point. So it's a little harder there because you gotta know. But I mean, it won't sound bad either if you just like DJing straight into it.
Right.
But like electronic music's probably like the easier, like an easier route to go, because it's like it'll keep all the same beat too, and it's like a lot easier to try to practice with that.
Yeah, I would totally agree, dude. And that's actually what I've told a lot of other people too that have been trying to get into. I'm like, dude, EDM is definitely the easiest one to get into because it's made by DJs for DJs too, right? So
Exactly.
you get your 8-bar intros, 8-bar outros, you get your 16. Everything's made almost identical, so it's really easy to go in and out. And you have a little bit more wiggle room to mess up with, but definitely getting like intros and outros just on like hip hop, or even, I mean, now you could go through any record pool, and I think it's definitely better going through a record pool, like paying a few bucks a month. I know there's a few free ones out there, but versus like what I was trying to do at first, like download music from YouTube and Spotify.
If you don't, like, you gotta, like, if you do from like YouTube, like, you gotta know exactly when to drop that.
Yeah.
You gotta be precise, because it's like
Like-
vocals. All right,
Yeah.
done next. It's like
Vocals,
quick.
Yep, or I was trying to do like loops.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out like my own fucking
And-
intros. Wasn't working.
Yeah.
But
dude.
that's exactly what they do when they go to make those edits. Is they go into the song, pay attention where there's no like vocals and stuff like that. Take a piece of like, it may be the end of the song, and that's the intro, and it'll be the outro too. But then it's like a perfect, and they'll do like those hype edits where like it gets into it, and then it'll go into the song. Like there's just a lot of those. And what music pools have you been checking out?
So the one I was using that I still subscribe to right now is BPM Supreme.
Nice.
But then I was at first I used DJ City, and that one was $10 a month. But then I went through BPM Supreme, and there was another one that you had told me about.
Yeah.
That one was free.
I don't know if No, it was another one. It was
Was
another
it?
one. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, BPM Supreme. Like, cause I have a lot of I got a lot of time on my hand at work, especially because like I'm on a Lyft driving, and like I have my speaker, so like, and BPM Supreme has the app. So I'll just go into any like the exclusives and hit shuffle.
Yep.
And I'll be on my Lyft listening to everything that's on there. And so like, let me tell you, BPM Supreme has got some slappers. You just got to really look for them.
dig
Like,
in that,
you gotta dig in there.
It's
Like it's
like
got them. You
hours
just
in
gotta
there.
dig in. And I mean, I got 8 hours at work to be doing this. So like,
You're
I'm
just
in the app
listening.
looking in through every genre, doing like this and that, which like I think it's like pretty key too. Like you have to like take the time to do that. To get like those
exactly.
like get like cool edits. Like if you want them, it's just like how far and how hard you want to push to like get what you want like that way. And like that music pool, I've used that for the whole time I've been DJing.
Oh, sure.
And I've gotten so much music, and I just switched over to Club Killers.
Oh, damn.
And that one's $40 a month, but that one's super like exclusive. Like you gotta, I'm telling you, like you gotta put in an application. So when I did this,
Okay.
I was curious of like, I was like, where? Like I've seen this so many times. Like where is this music pool? I'm like, I'm looking. You go on the site, you can't find it. It will not
shit.
pop out. You gotta go to like register.
Okay.
And it was so funny because when I went to register for it, and like I did all the information, and it's like, it tells you have to put your social media links in order to even like, so they can take a look at that before you even get accepted.
Oh.
So you got to put your links in there. So I guess I think that's also where like, and they don't just, I don't know if like how, what like how many people they let join, but there's like a certain amount. And when I first did it, it was like, the music pool is we're all with DJs, we're all like done, and we're not accepting anything new. And at first I was like, I was so confused with the process, because I was like, wait a second, I was like, am I applying for the music pool? Or am I applying for a job at Club Killers? I was like, wait, like what
no,
did I
dude, got
just
a
do?
job.
Oh, we're not accepting new DJs. I was like, whoa, hold on. I was like, wait, did I just apply for a job at Club Killers? Like, did I get that music pool?
Yeah.
And so like when they start looking into your stuff, because I was like one day I was just at home, Instagram started blowing up. Club killer, liking things. I was like, oh, this is happening. I was like, it's happening.
Now they know.
And then boom, get an email. Oh, you've been accepted. And I was like, what? I was like,
nice, get it.
Hell
Get
yeah.
it.
I'm not taking out. So yeah, and then I just recently dropped BPM to go with Club Killers, and let me tell you, I've gotten a lot of good stuff from there too. So many good things. But they're strict. They're like, you can't share your credentials. You can't do this and like share it. Cause like me and him would do that all the time. I was like, "Yo, you want my login?
Yeah.
I got you." Or BPM Latino.
Right.
And this one, they're like, "If you share it, you're done."
You get kicked out.
What?
Yeah.
You're kicked out.
Oh shit!
I'm like,
Yeah.
damn,
That's
Jose. I was like,
exclusive.
Shit, I got
I
some
was like,
music
I'll
too. I was like, shit.
Hey, they're not sharing music. They're not.
music.
Alright,
They're
hey,
not sharing
that shit
music.
ain't happening.
"Don't
I
share your
got
credentials."
I got my side.
But I was like,
Oh, yeah,
but
we're
it was
still
a,
using
it was a
Bear
process.
Share. LimeWire. Shout out to LimeWire.
Yeah, shout out to LimeWire. Got me started.
Damn.
Yeah, and I think about the software too, though. You know.
Oh, yeah,
everything on
Serato?
Serato, man. I think Serato. What were you using?
I'm
man?
using Tractor, dude.
Using
And see,
Tractor,
that's
yeah.
where, like, dude, I got off on the wrong foot, bro. You know, like, I ended up buying the thing over at a pawn shop and shit. And the dude's like, "Yeah, man, just go home, fucking download Serato." And I downloaded it, and it didn't work. And I'm like, "Bro, this motherfucker got me, dude.
He tricked me. He tricked me.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
fell
then
for them
after-
scams
Oh,
again.
shit.
After looking into it, dude, then it was like, "Oh, you got to use Tractor with Tractor." And I was
Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta
Right.
when you look at getting into mixes, when you're looking into any of the mixers, you always gotta see if their compatibility between like can you go Tractor, Record Box,
Right.
or
Yeah.
Serato. And
Box.
Serato and Record Box are the same thing, but there's certain controllers that only are specifically for Record Box, which you want to stick to that. And so like I have a Serato mixer, but the cool thing was like I got the DDJ 1000, the SRT. It was like the newer one last year,
Oh,
and so it was like, the first 5,000 people that buy this controller get the whole Serato suite.
Oh.
And so I bought it, and I was like, come on. I
Comes
was
out
like,
with
please
it,
give me the
yeah.
suite. Got it. I got the full suite with it,
Nice.
and it gives you everything.
Okay.
So I don't even
That's
have
a
to
good-
pay for Serato
No
anymore.
more. It comes with the whole
It comes
thing.
with everything you need.
Everything
The
for, like,
video,
videos,
everything to do,
record,
whole
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
And so I got a good buy off of that one.
That was
Oh,
good. That was a good
shit,
sell
dude.
right
But-
there on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I started with Tractor too. I got
Okay.
I got the Tractor Z2 mixer,
Okay.
and I started with that, and then I got one turntable. I got the PLX 100.
Okay.
But then I slowly found out, I was like, dang, this turntable is just
Yeah.
you need more.
Yup.
So, but the other little gadget that comes in handy really much, and it doesn't even really matter if you have a high end turntable or not, is the phase. The little phases, you just put them on top, and you can literally like take it off and like move it, and it'll scratch the same way. I've seen some crazy
seen
dudes freaking scratch with a fidget spinner.
What?
Bro, fidget spinner, they're scratching on. And I'm like,
Hey, no excuses for making music
no,
now.
no excuses, dude. These guys are doing it with a fidget spinner, man. And there's no excuses to like, oh no, I didn't get a good turntable. Mine doesn't work. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
do you
Work
have
the same.
technology these days? There's no excuses for like you can't do it.
There's no excuse.
But yeah, I started with Tractor, and then slowly I was like, yeah, this isn't working out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started
Switched to
with
Serato.
virtual DJ, and I was like,
Who
I
didn't
was,
start with
I was,
virtual?
yeah, I was like this. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm switching over Serato, and that's where I really got more into it. It got hella more easier for me. And shit.
Yeah.
And then they have the Serato Studio, which is super
Oh, the studio's nice.
You wanna
That's
make
where
your
you can make
edits?
your own intros and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, you
right?
want to
Yeah.
make your own intros and like little like
nice.
redrums. I do like a bunch of like little
Right.
redrum stuff
They
like
do
that.
redrum,
Super
yeah.
easy.
Cool.
And with that, and
Really?
with and that's what I wanted to do. So once I get like the DJ refreshes, that sample pack, I'm definitely going into Serato Studio and like adding some things. And then they have like those sound effects where you can just like hit it, and it's
Yep.
like cool little sound effects when you're doing stuff. So
Right,
I'm
right.
excited. He got like vocals and like a bunch of samples and vocals, and then like he just a bunch of like a shit ton of samples. Like I'm so like everybody's been posting about it, and I'm like,
yeah.
it's a freaking teaser, man. I'm gonna still get
Hell
it.
yeah, dude.
But Serato Studio is another cool one
Serato
that they just
Studio.
came out with. It isn't too bad, but still, like you can't be going on to Ableton and like doing a full like edit on there.
Right.
But it's a cool little thing if you want to do like some simple little redrum on there, or like do an intro and outro, and like there's so many videos and like a bunch of stuff to do.
That's true. Yeah. Shit. I mean,
it's not a hard software to like get into either. It's super easy.
Super
Nice.
easy to work with.
Yeah, and I would say like anybody who's like really trying to get into DJing, you definitely want to start off with Serato or
Yeah,
Record Box,
Serato.
bro.
And another thing is like it doesn't matter what control you're using. Like I don't know, a lot of the guys are like scratching and this and that, but like even Ken's like told me, he's like just because you're scratching and doing all these fancy things like
on the turntable.
does it like you can be like a great DJ without all of that and like still like kill it. And like I mean I've been trying for the longest time to like even get into scratching, but it's like so much, and it's like it's better on turntables to learn the scratching for sure.
It is a little bit
Actual
so,
vinyl and stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound the same. It's yeah, dude. I hear that, man. I was showing one of my buddies who was like trying to get into DJing, dude, and he bought like a bunch of fucking gear, speakers, fucking the whole setup, dude, right? And he was like, dude, I'm trying to scratch. And I'm like, dude, throw that out the window, bro. Just learn this. And then, like, give it a few weeks, give it a few months, bro.
Yeah.
And then we'll look at fucking scratching, dude. But you don't need that right now,
And I think that's one of the things. It's like, when they get into DJ, they're like, want top of the line everything. It's like, you don't even need that. Start small. Work your way up to those expensive. Because you don't even know how to use this, first of all. Like, you don't know what you're doing with this expensive equipment. Don't know what half of this stuff does.
Right.
Start with a basic controller.
Yeah.
Something simple. There's $150 controllers out there.
Right.
Start with that.
The
Start
ones out
simple
there.
and
So
then,
I
like, work
started
your
on.
way up. It's, like, once you start, like, getting more and more into it. And, like, then you work your way up to, like, because that's what I did, too. I was like, I want turntables. Like, turntables in the mixer. And then I was like, oh, I jumped back. I was like, all right, let's rewind. Let's go back to...
Yeah.
Let's go back to one of the SB controllers.
Right.
And then I got the one that I
SB3.
have now.
Right.
And then another website, which is like really cool if you want to like get to know your controller better and like stuff like that. And like Serato is We Are Crossfader. They're an online DJ school.
Yep.
And I
Yes,
purchased
that's
one of
badass.
theirs for the DDJ, the 1000 SRT, and like it teaches you specific things for your controller. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, YouTube. I'm like, but these guys specifically for your controller, like you're like they're teaching you things for this, and then they'll teach you like Serato. They'll teach you really like all of it. Like they'll get you into all of it, into the basics. Like I got on there and I like saw a bunch of things that I was like, for real, this does this? I'm like, what?
Like, what the hell?
Mind blown. I was like, yo. So it's definitely worth it to like invest in getting like getting something like that to learn and like improve on like your knowledge on like Serato and your mixer. It's like, and it has like tutorial videos on scratching and like really anything like.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure they have tractor ones on there too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they do. They do really like all of it. So. And it was like a 45 video lesson.
What?
And it was like I got it for like $80, I think. And
Dude,
I was
that's
like,
all you need.
and then they teach you like go into in depth of like your effects, like how to use your effects, how to use these buttons, like because like I said, like you can get a fancy big controller, but you don't know what to do with any of that. You're just like you don't know what any of these buttons do. You just know the highs, the mids, and lows, and your faders, and like that's about it.
And your press play.
And your press play.
Yeah.
But like there's tricks and like there's tips and tricks to like for any of the controllers. There's just like standards for like all the controllers that you could do, and like you just gotta really know. And like so just like. One of those videos helped me because I was like in Serato, like, oh my god, this is like super cool. Like I didn't even know none of this.
You start using those.
Yeah, you start
tricks.
using this stuff, and like,
That's how it is.
and like you can start prepping your music ahead of time, and like, on like it teaches you all that. It's like, well, you want to prep all your things, and especially when you're doing like radio mixes. Like now that I do radio, like, man, you can't always like freestyle, like go on there and like
Right. You
freestyle
gotta have
it,
kind of have
man.
your
You gotta-
set, right?
You gotta have a set, and especially like for the live stream is a little different because like there we don't have parameters. We don't have that one. They're like clean, dirty. I don't care. You
dirty.
kill
Yeah,
it. We're like, yes, thank you.
Yeah,
But for the
let's
radio,
have fun,
with the radio, like everything's clean. Like you have to have everything clean.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of the things that Ken like also taught me is just like having like doing clean of everything, SoundCloud, like your Mixcloud, like anything, like it's just really better because then like you can play it wherever and not like
You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, like
you
if
don't
you're
gotta
at the
worry about
park and like you're playing music. Because like I said, you go back to the thing where like you never know who's listening, who's
Right.
like looking or whatnot. And if
Yeah.
I'm out there playing the dirtiest thing that we got, and then it's at a park, man, and you got kids on the other side.
It's just a fucking.
Especially like the marina,
It's a
like
wild.
in that
It's a
little
wild.
island.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's like
You know.
when I first got into it, dude, freaking Houston had a booth for the Rib Cook-Off, dude. And I was
Okay.
like, hell yeah, bro, we gonna go mix it up, right? And I show up, dude, and I was playing a song by Tyga, dude. I don't remember what song it was.
Oh,
But he was
no.
like, dude, this shit's dirty. I'm like, my bad. Like, I kept like trying to scratch it out, dude. And he's like, dude, just play another song. And I'm like, nah,
he keeps
dude, hold
playing
up,
back
hold up.
the bad word.
Dude, exactly. That's what I was.
It's going Rag TV, Red TV. It's like, mommy, what's that sound?
Dude,
Nah, I could
exactly.
just
Yeah.
imagine. It's happened. You
But-
know, it's just mistakes. You know, just because you have
Yeah.
songs in there.
Yeah,
And
but,
sometimes
like-
you don't like. They don't say dirty on there. You just put it on. You're like,
Yeah, you gotta
oh,
be really,
you know,
especially on the radio, because like they get fined for that.
Oh, yeah.
they get
Fine,
fined.
yeah.
For
You
got,
that.
like,
So you gotta be
FCC.
careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that.
So I mean, going clean is always like a good thing, like just to stick with, like especially when you go on like in general and not, because then people see that like, oh man, like you know this guy's being really professional. Even if you're not working, like you're not DJing for anybody, you're just out there DJing. Like
Right.
just keep it clean for just whoever's listening. You just
Yeah.
never know who's gonna
You
be
never
listening.
know.
Yep.
You know?
In the area, man, like, you know, you guys have played a ton of gigs, dude. What would you say is like that one song, dude, that one hype song, dude, that you're just like, dude, this one will turn it around, bro?
I don't know. There's like a lot because
There's a
we're
couple.
it's because we're Latin. You know, it just depends. We got Latin crowd.
Yeah,
we
you got
yeah.
you got in the Latin.
we
You
got
got
the-
man, you
the-
play any Bad Bunny in Latin, and
Latin,
it's over.
It's over.
slapping.
You know, but I
Yeah.
feel like La Chona when you got your Mexican
that
crowd,
one when that was popping,
Uh-huh.
that was
and then
like
you got everybody
put it on
dancing
and just
over
like
there.
everybody just like
Hell
never
yeah.
fails.
then
Oh,
got
another
the-
thing in like the Latin is like cumbia. That never fails.
Oh yeah,
Cumbia.
yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
loves
Diaz.
It's like if you're like,
Dios.
oh, like you're losing the crowd, you're like, I don't know what to do, just straight cumbia and back in, and everybody's back dancing.
Oh,
you know?
everyone's moving again.
Yeah, everyone gets more.
And then for like the hip hop, I would say like we played A Ladies
Hey,
for the long
ladies,
Travis Porter.
Travis Porter.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
played that one for, and then
Tiger.
Blow the Whistle.
Ooh, those are.
But the new-
tell
the
me
new-
when to go.
The new one with
Dude, tell me when to go is a fucking everyone, dude.
Oh,
That
yeah.
or Thizzle Dance, dude.
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
like it's just,
there's all
you
the
can't go
freaking,
wrong with it.
all
There's a
that
lot of-
Dre, everybody
Yeah, there's a lot of
loves
those. Oh, man, there's like a couple like in each genre. It's like just
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, you
slapping.
got some
Yeah.
go-tos, huh?
Yeah,
But
we
but
got
it's like
some
also
go-tos.
hard because like, you don't want to overdo your bangers. Like
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
weekend you're
Thing.
playing the same banger. You're
It's
just
like, that's just
yeah, that first, yeah, 2 weeks, yeah,
Yeah.
3 weeks, like, no.
Hey, switch it
no,
up,
dude,
bro.
it's
Switch it up. So, like, that, and that's what, and being on the radio, that's what, like, really taught me. It's like, try to do something different every
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I'm like, and when I first went there, I was like, oh, I'm going to play all my bangers on the radio. I want everybody to know who I am and this
Yeah,
and that.
hell
Yeah.
And then you get to a point where you're like, yeah, let's go chill with this. Oh, yeah, I want to do some EDM today. And like today is a bit like hip hop and EDM for me. And I was just like, yeah, let's go EDM.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'll do a little bit of Latin and this, like this. But now, like before in the beginning, I was like, yeah, bangers.
Yeah,
oh,
see?
bangers.
Yeah, I got more into like and like that bangers, you know. But like I'm like, I don't know, I'm all out, you know, with everything, you know. Try to like he says, you got to go all out with everything, you know,
Yeah.
get all out, you know. And that's why I feel like, I don't know, I like more like I'm more like Mexican type band, you know. And that's why I started
Yeah.
going
And
into it.
the other key thing is read your crowd.
That's the thing.
You can be the best DJ, but if you're not reading your
You can
crowd.
throw all your bangers and like people won't be feeling it, and it's just
Yeah.
like
You gotta know what crowd you're dealing with, and you gotta read your crowd because
That's the most.
yeah,
important
you're
thing.
over there, yeah, and the crowd's
And
like,
it's just
what
like,
are you
what
doing?
like,
Like,
you're having the time of your life. What the hell
you
about
doing?
us? You know?
What about me?
Yeah, shit.
yeah, so it's
Yep.
like you gotta pay attention to the crowd and like do. Oh man, it was so funny. I was out in Incline doing one with on Halloween night
Ooh, yeah.
with Kenta. We were doing it was like these realtors doing a party out there at one of the bars, and it was like a private event. It was like 70s. It was like a bunch of 70s music, right?
Nice.
Oh man, that was so much fun. But it was so funny because like Kenta still hadn't came, and we had like 7 events to do that day. It was a busy day. We were from 1 p.m. that afternoon till 5 in the morning the next day that I got home because we had like 7 events to do, and the final one was an incline. And so when we were up there, it was so funny because I was playing like 70s music. They were all getting down, and they were looking at me like, this kid's 23 years old.
How does he know about
like surprised that I knew their music. And some girls like, oh, this is before you were born. And I was like, yeah, but you dancing. Just because I look young doesn't mean I know what you like. That's my job as a DJ. I'm gonna get you going. And they were like, they were going all out until like Ken got here. Now they were just like vibing out, but they were so surprised. They're like, man, this kid's hella young and he's playing all these like songs that we like. And you could just see from the crowd, some old dude was like right in front of me. He was like, oh yeah.
Get it, guys. I feel like that's why we're at, you know, because we just love playing what people love to listen. We know, you know, like. We got our parents or we got people listen. Hey, that's like you said, he's playing some songs. People like, hey, how do you know that song? And it's like, hey, I knew this would be something bumping.
Yeah. You kind of got to explore everything, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to not be afraid to like hop into genres you don't know.
Right.
You want to be the guy that'd be like, oh, we got a country party over here. I can do it.
Right.
Oh, we got a hip hop party. I can do it. Oh, you got 70s. I can do it.
Yeah.
You want like Latin? I can do it.
Oh yeah.
And be like, cause like then you can they can send you out in any direction. If you just stick to one genre, you're one genre DJ.
You're just known for that genre.
You're just like,
you know,
all right,
so
well we need this. Oh, we can't send you because you don't really know.
You know.
Like one of my friends' dads, he's been DJing for years too, and he stopped doing it, but his son ended up taking over like the business, and he was doing parties and everything. And his dad was like, well, what kind of music do you DJ? I'm like, dude, I'll fucking play whatever, you know? And he's like, well, that's good because he only wants to play fucking this and that. And I'm like, like that's weird. Like, weird, like why wouldn't you want to just try to play as much as you can, you know?
And we go back to that thing. It's like it's not what you want to play. It's what the people want and what they want to hear. It's like you got to pay attention to that. If you're playing WAP because you want to hear WAP, and the crowd is like, what the hell are you playing?
Yeah, you can't play that up in incline with your crowd up there, brother. Like, wait a minute. All right, where's that, dude?
Yeah, because I went into this like EDM 70s like EDM edit, and they were just like, what the. Like they were like, I don't know what to do. It's like, all right, go back. But like you gotta experiment like that. Like you're like, all right, like what do you guys like? Let's see what you like. I'm gonna jump into this and see how you guys react. And then they're like, oh, then you're like, okay, not that.
Yeah.
And you go into another thing, and they're like, yeah, getting. Then you're like, all right, this is what they like.
Yeah. Have you guys ever like? I'm sure it's happened. Like, have you guys ever messed up with a live crowd? Like. Has it ever been like really bad? Because dude, that was like my biggest fucking fear, right?
You can't. Let me tell you, man. We played this one time. We played this so slick. Okay. We had it. What would it? We switched the hard drives.
Yeah, we switched. So it was at the club. It was at the Halloween event. We had a Big Worm. We shot a Big Worm. We brought him out, and we all had I think it was on my laptop. We connected his like multi like USB thing. So we connected like 3 USBs, and he was like, "You sure it's gonna read it?" And I was like, "I don't know, bro." And my hard drive was
because it can only take 2 at a time. So I think we were gonna do Big Worms. And
the beat was like just
it was
going.
like I was like, oh, we're like, I don't know if this is gonna work. We're like, fuck it, we're gonna make it work. We're like, it's gonna cut out. Like, it's gonna cut out.
Yeah,
like,
we knew it.
We've had it where it's like cut out completely. We're like, oh shit.
Right when the beat dropped, it was like, boom, he disconnected. Then I was like, yo, check.
I was like, yo, get on. I was like, yo, get on the mic. I was like, get on the mic.
That's slick,
I was like,
bro.
get on the mic, start talking once they hit this beat, and then we'll plug it in. And then just wait a few, like it takes a little bit
to load up.
Boom, loads in, and then just drop a song quick. And we're like, we got to do this, like, and we can't let them know that we're doing this. So we're like, all right, get on the mic, and then it's like the beat cut out, and Jose was just talking on the mic and doing some MC.
Everybody,
and then we were like, boom, like switched everything out,
and then
put it all back. Good to go.
Good to go, man. And it's crazy because like they didn't know because I was making them yell. You know, hey, make some fucking noise. You're having a good time, and start yelling. And I was like, you guys ready, bro? You guys ready? No, hold up. I couldn't hear you guys. And they did it again. You guys ready? And I was like, drop that. Boom, it dropped. And I was like, dang. I was like, we really just did that right now.
But we've had situations where like it completely cuts out and we don't know what the hell. I've had it for the Sonora Dinamita. The whole lighting went out and we were like, what the fuck? We're like, what's going on? We're like,
Yeah.
everybody was scrambling to find out like what with the lights. It was just like dark on there. But she kept like they kept going, and like as you should.
Right.
And like we finally figured out, and the lights came back on. But it's like we were just like it's happened. It happens a lot. This is why I always carry a backup mixer with me. A backup mixer with me, because you just never know. I'd rather be over prepared than stuff happen and then I'm like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Then they're gonna be like, well, he's not prepared.
It's scary. It's scary whenever like the time it did the reverse on us. Like the song was just playing and I don't know where he was going, and like
he wanted to go into the next song and it's like the song.
And then the song just started going backwards. So it was just like going backwards and backwards, and you were like. So it was just like the hotel room does like.
It's just silent.
It was just
silent.
Boom, boom.
Just going backwards.
Just like
and I don't know. It's
reverse, like somebody was reversing it.
It's a little glitch in there, like that. Like you have to reset, but you gotta know how to reset it. And I know how to do it on my controller now, because it's like happened like 2-3 times.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's been like
what the. And you try to switch it to the other one and doesn't. And
but you gotta know the settings for that.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that does happen, and like that's why I always carry a backup controller.
Yeah, dude. And I've heard that too. Like carrying extra power cables, extra XLRs, and just
extra speaker, anything.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, man,
anything can happen. Just know that.
Yeah, dude.
We were out in Tahoe and some girl was dancing on one of the speakers. We were up there.
Gosh,
she's like drunk, falls back, man. Knocks the whole system out. We were getting drinks and we're like, what?
But this is the perfect time. No, we were getting drinks when we come back. We saw her and it cut off the perfect time because it was like an EDM type of beat. Doom, 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 doom. And then she filmed it. Boom. And then like it disconnected and everybody was like waiting for it. And this fool paused it at the same time when it fell. So he paused it right on the beat.
Only one CDJ was working and then like he's like trying to get it to switch over. And then
once he connected that, and he went boom.
But the girl straight fell backwards. That shit was crazy.
And it was like, cause she was jumping on the speakers, like there was a little
party because she was drunk too.
Boom, she fell and hit the mixer, brought out one of the cables, the XLRs, and he stopped it, put it back, boom, the beat dropped. Everybody thought it was the beat, like, and I was like, dang, we really just played that off quick.
They just like chuck this girl over the shoulder.
Take her out of here. Yeah, because there's a lot of people there, man.
And that's the thing you got to be careful.
That was Ambassadors right there. Shout out the Ambassadors.
Yeah.
Clay and Ramon. Man. They
so
get down
DJs.
out there in England.
Oh, shit.
And I also we used to play for the Virginia Brew House. They're silent disco.
Silent disco. They're the silent disco guys.
Yeah, dude.
Love them.
Man, they're cool people from Jamaica, man. They're cool ass people, man.
So how did you guys get into it? Like, because I saw you guys were playing like at Hookava. You guys were playing at Virginia Brew House.
Oh, yeah.
You guys were obviously doing like
the Mendoza's
Nelly's
bar,
Mendoza.
down in Carson City.
Yeah, what was it?
Tahoe.
Just like you guys just reaching out, like hitting up a bunch of people, or them hitting up you guys?
No, it was just like it's that networking. Like when you network, like people get you certain like Clayton and them, like Virginia Brew House, and like that's how we know. And I met them through them, and it's just like you meet people, when you go to events, you meet people, and like you meet. Like you're just like networking with a bunch of it's a bunch of networking.
You're just being cool with everyone. That's how it comes out.
There's so many people at the Virginia Brew House. 2 other DJs that like knew Clayton and like they go up and like and that's like what's up, and then they're like, oh, we do this and that, and they're like, oh, hell yeah. And like it's just a bunch of networking, and like it's just like when I got into like Nelly's, and then from Nelly's I met Jose, and then from Jose, and then from Nelly's like I just bounced around from like there's like Nelly's, and I got into like the Mendoza's bar and like the Carson City and Incline, like all of those, and then I like get noticed from Amplified, and then I'm with Amplified. Now with Amplified, the networking is ridiculous. Like it's just really like meet a bunch, so many things. It's like it's just that networking. Just when you network and you know people, and like it's just, and then like the guys, the Oak Room. That they just like opened up the Oak Room Lounge. Like they just opened up theirs, and like met them. Same thing.
Yeah,
just
this
through
is
them.
network.
Just
you know,
business
just
owners,
and people having a good time.
You just never know who you're gonna meet. That's why I always love going out, and like especially like Millennium, and like you go out there and you meet different DJs, and Mario and them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to come at. Like that's where I feel like how I like marketing and all that stuff and all. Like I never thought I would like, and I think he would never thought he would be up there like him as an amplified DJ DJing for the radio and stuff.
Yeah.
We never imagined that. I never myself imagined like being part of Millennium or like Millennium Music,
Yeah.
And it's something big because they bring big people like Banda Recodo, El Grupo Firme, all the good people with things, elemental cool people, and that's and they're really like hard workers too, and like all Mario, Migs, and all them are part of there, and it's like crazy. Like I never knew where we would become so like close to all those people, but because just how we are, being so out there going, promoting ourselves and that. Like he says, just
That's
doing
what I love. Like, you just go different places and you just meet new people, and those people bring opportunities. It's like and like it's just amazing. It's just like
you gotta take
like
them too.
Man, the networking is just like crazy. Just like there's so many things and so many people. And it's like you just never know who you're gonna meet. It's just
And exactly.
That's why I love going to different places. Like I'd go to Virginia Brew House because like you just never know who somebody might introduce you to. And it's like
how he said, like now he joined Amplified and he got so many people.
There's just
looking
like
at him like you don't
that,
know.
like-
Like me and Millennium, I've met so many people now because of one person. Like one person
like
could meet you so many.
and the radio is like it's not an easy thing to get into. Like it's not
no.
easy. Like
Dude.
like DJ AF,
Must be
shout out to
nice.
Arturo over there.
Hey,
And he's doing swag, man.
Yeah,
like, because
man,
of
he's
that,
killing
man.
it out there. Shout out
And
AF,
like
man.
like because of that and like the help, like we get into the radio, and then from the radio, like now you get to experience there. Now you can apply for different things at different radio stations and stuff like that.
People are saying,
And like but the radio is not easy to get into. Like you really gotta like
work for it.
like you gotta like really apply and then like I don't know how like the process and that, because it was just simple. Like I got amplified, right? Cool. Now you're on the radio now. It's like,
but
super
there's not a lot of DJs that would just be part
not a
of
lot
it.
of
There's a lot of
people get on the
DJs out
radio.
there, man.
Absolutely.
It just takes that one time to get noticed. There's a lot of DJs out there. There's a lot of
and all these radio
DJs,
stations
man.
already have their DJs for
Yeah,
the thing.
so
So
they're
like
just
to get into the radio, especially like locals, is difficult.
Yeah, someone
You gotta
needs to
wait
drop
for that
out or
spot. Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yeah, it needs to drop.
Damn, dude. Yeah, and I think like a lot of it, too, is just taking that leap of faith, taking any opportunity, and always being ready. Because you never know. As long as you stay ready, you never have to worry about being ready.
Yeah.
You don't.
And I mean, you just gotta like just never be afraid to like to take something you have like like there should be some gigs I'm like, oh, you want what? I'm like, oh. I'll take it. Let's go. I'm not afraid of like this is a learning step for me.
Yeah, the good will always outweigh the bad. Right?
And then like now like I mean I have resources and I have people to like help me if I like really need it. And like we have so many DJs in Amplified, like really go to any of them can't, and like they'll help me if I like
Cali DJs,
whatever.
Iconic,
Like,
shout out Iconic.
Yeah, I'm doing weddings out in Winnemucca next year.
Oh shit.
And like
far,
sometimes
far,
I'm weddings.
man,
Well, my parents are my dad's from there. He lives over there.
Okay.
And there's also another DJ over there. His is similar to yours.
What's that? Sonido
Láser. He's the homie. And like I
I
started with him over there too, and it was crazy because like I started doing quinceañeras and like weddings and stuff like that with him, and like setting up all his equipment, and he was like really helping me out too. And we was doing like the high schools over there, did a high school dance over there.
Nice.
And then we started getting into the bars, and then I was like going out there like once, twice a week out there to DJ for the bars.
Yep.
And like I mean they don't have anything. They have a lot of like country stuff, but no Latin, no hip hop, no nothing like that over there. So like when we did events like that, like once, twice a month,
you get
like people,
everybody.
everybody would come out, and it was a lot of fun. And that's where I like kind of started like getting more into that scene too. It's just like jumping myself into all these things, and it was like little by little, like it was just like a bunch of growth to just like getting into those. And you just gotta not be afraid to just jump into it. Like,
that's cool.
Just do it.
Yeah. Dude.
Anything you want to do, just.
I mean, you gotta really just keep pushing, because like I mean, if I want to be like a DJ, but then I want to go try this and that, or photography, but like you gotta really like dedicate yourself to one. You could do like each thing, but I think like it's better to like master one thing before you jump to to another thing. Like if I want to just do photography, I like definitely could just like try to get into it. Now that I'm like, okay, I can like go anytime to go back into my DJing, but also like, do I want to stop stop doing my DJing and like
Right.
jump into something else.
Yeah, you
but
take
like,
focus away
Yeah.
from one thing. For
but like
another
this is
thing.
what I love. This is what I want to do. This is like the
Right.
career path I want to choose. And like I'm trying to go full time on my job. Like I'm trying to go full time with it.
Yeah.
So I want to go to like, man. I'm like, God, I'm tired of going to work, man. Like I
hear
get
you,
paid
dude.
more money being a DJ than I am a day's work at the warehouse. I'm like,
Right.
I'm tired of it. And like I just
Yeah.
wanna. I'm pushing hard. And like right now I got another project going on. Back to when you were saying like when you got a booth for the what was it?
Oh, for the rib cook-off?
The rib
Yeah.
cook-off.
Yeah.
But like I was looking at renting a spot just for the exposure, but like I mean it might change because like they might pay you for it, it might like whatever, but like getting a spot for the food truck Fridays.
There you go.
And I got a 16-foot trailer. I'm converting into like a mobile DJ, like an
What?
actual mobile
Yeah,
DJ.
my boy's
Dude, that's sick.
It's not. It's
I
a
haven't
game
seen
changer.
anything like it here. I'm
It's
just
a
like,
game changer.
dude.
It's a game changer.
And
You ready for parade?
because I was looking at, because I was like this Halloween I was at Ferrari Farms.
Okay.
They had the beer. They had like this little cart thing that was like the taps of
Yeah.
beer.
Like
They had a little
lights and
donut trailer
Right.
thing, and like I was like, "There's no music." I was like, "Music's a game changer. Like you
Yeah.
set the vibe around here with
At
like
least
the
something
music,
like
yeah.
some music.
And so I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I was like, next year I'm gonna pitch this to them and see if they want to do something, and that'll give you exposure.
Right.
Even if like,
People see it.
I mean, even if they don't get paid, I'm not like, no, I'm gonna make them pay me. Like, no, like some of those things, like I'll sacrifice
Your
to
time.
get the exposure, because like I said, you just
Right.
never know who's out
Gonna
there.
be
There's
watching
families, there's
somebody's-
people.
there's a
all
lot
the
of people that
time.
go there,
So if
so-
I'm out there DJing and somebody likes it and they're a business owner, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
yo, like, where can we like
Yeah.
schedule something so
Nobody
you can
has
come out
that.
to here?
Nobody
Like,
has
you
that.
know?
Dude.
And it's super simple. It's a plug and play. Like I have
Yeah.
like I'm getting the whole electrical setup, like a generator setup. So all you gotta
Yep.
do is just plug and play when you get in there.
Yeah.
And
you're
especially
fucking
because
ready
like
to go.
Yeah.
when we do like with Amplified, we do a lot of community events.
Right.
And some of them, like I've seen, like we're like struggling, like dang, the building's over there. We need to get power.
Right.
And they're like, oh, we don't have a canopy. It's freaking hot out. Like
Yeah.
this, it's like
fucking hot.
insulated.
Boom, we here.
It's done. I'm like building a little mini lounge in there because it's a 16-foot trailer. I got
Yeah,
enough
it's
space to do.
pretty
So it's
big.
gonna be it's gonna have a lounge,
Yeah.
a mini fridge, like storage, an actual like to DJ out of. Like
Yeah, you just
it's
get
gonna
it.
be
You get
sick,
there,
yeah.
set up.
Set
If
and-
you want
up.
to take a break, go lounge right there.
Yeah, the lounge is right there. chill
And it's
back.
like, so for the community events, it's perfect just to like roll up, drop it, and then pick it up when we're done. Like,
Yep,
there's
yep.
nothing
Exactly.
much. Just plug and play. We're ready to go as soon as I drop it.
Dude, That is
Easy.
game
Game changer. Game changer.
So it's like, Food Truck Fridays to have something like that to
Yep.
go on there.
Yeah, there's-
The
there's gonna be
Ferrari
different right
Farms.
there.
And I see Ferrari Farms has like a bunch of like different things.
and
So,
big
like,
space too.
big space. Like, yeah, it's big space. So like 16-foot trailer's going to look tiny.
Yeah.
But like, I'm thinking about that. And like they say, like, if 2020 didn't make you a hustler,
right, dude. That's
what
what
I'm
it
saying.
is,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
it's like you can down on like, you can like think about how shitty this year's been, or you can look at the good and try to innovate and see, okay, the next time we have something like this, how did you make it out of this one?
Yeah.
You can make it out of the next one.
Exactly.
But if you can't make it out of this one, what makes you think that anything you throw your
Next
way,
way, yeah, you're gonna get out of
Preach,
it. you
bro.
know?
like you gotta like,
Well,
you gotta make a.
Yeah, bro. You guys got me hyped up,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
and then that's another thing. I mean, Kent's always that. He does the drive up, like we just roll up to the driveway and DJ out of that.
Yeah, the
Oh.
curbside. And then they
He's
come
like,
out with a
yeah, the curbside. He was like, oh, let's just hop in the truck and DJ and see who pays for it.
yeah.
We had three.
With
the
the
Halloween
little-
night,
with
we had
Stilos,
three of
the
them.
head guys, too.
Yeah, and then we have
What?
Stilos.
Shit.
They have like the characters and stuff like that. They come out and do it, and they like they go in front of their driveway and they just DJ out of that.
Yep.
And that's how like we've been staying up on that too. And it's
Yep.
like those.
And they make it
people
really
do,
fun
yeah.
too. They make
Yeah,
it
it's
really fun
fun.
too. The
We
toys
We did
they
it
get
for the
out
little
and,
flower church right here for the kids too. It was,
Hell yeah, dude.
it was like stuff like that. Like
Uh-huh.
things like that. It's like you just can't stop. You just gotta
can't,
keep
yeah,
going.
Yeah,
like
you gotta
going
find a
down.
way
You gotta
around
find a
it,
way,
bro.
Because like I said, if you find a way to make it out of this one, which is a pandemic,
a
Right.
pandemic, bro.
Right.
you can make it out of anything else.
Dude, it's
like,
stopped the world.
It
Yeah.
stopped hell
Everybody
with
went
that.
to
Everybody was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what the
but
hell?
yeah, if 20.
I never thought
if-
this was gonna happen.
But 2020, if 2020 didn't make you a hustler, then I don't know.
I don't know what's the real hustle of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, because I mean, this is like it's really forcing people. I mean, you're either gonna sink or swim, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
if you're trying to
exactly.
swim, bro, you're gonna swim.
Yeah.
You're gonna find a
Yeah.
way.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like, you know, I've done a lot of things in the past, man. I've tried different businesses, buying, reselling things, dude. And dude, like, it's crazy because anything that I've ever started, you know, some things I'm like, it wasn't for me. Cool, I'm gonna try something else. But dude, I've never been upside down with any of it, dude. Like, even if I bought something for like $200, dude, I was easily able to resell that equipment that I got, or, you know, put my service out there and get my $200 back, dude. But it's never been like I put $1,000 out there and it was a fucking waste, bro.
Yeah,
That's why it's
It
like,
was a loss.
yeah, it's never been a loss, dude.
Yeah.
Like, even if I just broke even, dude, I've never felt like, damn, dude, that was a waste of time or that was a
Yeah.
waste of money or anything like that,
Never.
dude. Yeah, that's what I always tell people. Like, dude, you kind of just got to go out there and just try it, dude. Even if you sell one or two things, even if you're like, it really wasn't for me,
Yeah.
you kind of made your money
But it's
back.
like it's not a waste of time if you learn something from it.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
If you learn something from it, it truly wasn't a waste of
Yeah,
time.
'cause you actually
it was just a
learned
learning
something.
experience, and you got something out of it.
Right, and it's like, you know, a lot, you know, some people will see it like a waste of time, but it's like, well, what else were you going to be doing? You're
Yeah.
just going to be laying at home anyway,
Doing
right?
anything, right? That's right.
Yeah,
Rather
it's
be
like
sitting on
learn
the couch
something
or
new,
laying
but
down.
you feel like you learned something new, but it didn't work out.
Right.
Or you're at home playing video games.
And dude, that's
So-
like a really good point, dude, because since I was like 18, dude, after I ended up dropping out of high school and shit, dude, because I was like, dude, it ain't for me, right? I gotta
Yeah.
do something else, bro.
Me too.
So it wasn't because I didn't like school, but it's not like, you know, it wasn't for me, dude. So I had to
It
go a
wasn't
different
for
route,
me
bro.
either.
Yeah.
But it's always been like, you know, I gotta try one thing or another. And throughout all of it, dude, it's always been learning lessons. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like this failed because of this, but I gotta do it this way next time. Or if I do this with that, you know, just combining different things as we've been going, dude, and it's been growing. And like all those, like the last 10 years, dude, have been a tribute to the podcast that we're doing
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
you
hell
know?
yeah. Hell yeah.
So it's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool,
you come
dude.
a
And
long
like,
way from it.
even what you're doing, you know, even what you were saying, dude, with like, if you're able to do it for somebody else, why don't you do it for yourself?
Exactly.
All right.
You know?
Yeah,
You know, if you're making somebody else's wishes come true, make
Yeah.
yours, you know? It's
Yeah.
only a matter of time. Take over and do it for yourself.
Right. Absolutely.
That's how I
dude.
always imagine it,
That's
you
how
know?
small businesses start, you know?
Oh, most definitely, you
There's
know?
not
That's
just one painting company
Hell
in
yeah.
town.
No.
You know how many painting
Oh,
companies is
there's
there?
a whole lot out there,
Yeah,
man.
dude. There's a ton of fucking DJs, man. There's a ton of people. There's, you know, everyone.
Photographers, everything.
Yeah,
It's just,
everything.
Just being, I think it's just the way you are
Mm-hmm.
and doing your work, and you know every detail of it, what you do counts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the little things is what really matters, you know, from everything you do.
That's a good point.
Like you say, you could be DJing, you know, and you could just be like, oh, what's up? Where's my raza latina? Oh, that's the little thing. That's the little thing that matters. Hey, he made me scream. And
Yup.
I don't even do that, you know. And it's like that,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like the little things that matter, I think.
Or it was like, you know,
takes it the
you
long
just
way.
never know what people are going through, and they came out to an event you did, and you had a good time, and you made them feel better than when they came in.
Yeah,
Now they're
exactly.
positive
and they
for
don't
a
even know
couple
what you're
days.
going through, you know.
Yes, it's like
Yeah.
you made a change in somebody's life.
Yeah,
somehow.
music.
Yeah,
music.
music.
definitely
Music-
is fucking
music
It's
nice.
a
yeah.
powerful
Man.
tool.
Music's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
That's actually my escape right there. It takes, and I think so too. We're doing the live stream, and we're just having the time of our lives, and we're like, man, I can't wait. It's gonna be an hour. It feels so long, and then we're just chilling on.
Oh
just
no,
like
an hour
so-
doesn't. It goes by fast.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
by so fast, man.
Oh,
It's like-
absolutely.
You're like, oh, it's an hour. What am I gonna play? And then you're like, I didn't play this. I didn't play that. Man, I didn't even get the chance.
There's
to
so
do
many
this.
times
You're
that
like,
happened to
"God
you."
damn."
Oh, dude, a ton of times.
And I
Bro.
was like, bro, why did I play that one?
Dude, the first fucking time, dude, that I was supposed to fucking and dude, see, like that's the other thing too about it, like my biggest story, like with this whole fucking like DJing thing for me, right, was like when I was gonna play my first gig was at the hookah place out in Carson,
Okay.
and dude, I had told the owner, and he's like, hell yeah, dude, you know, fucking come down and do it next month, and I fucking hit everybody up, dude, I fucking got one, dude,
Yeah.
30th of next month and
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
dude. And I'm like super nervous, dude. I'm fucking like telling people, hey, dude, come over to my house, bro.
Yeah.
Like, check out my set, dude. Let me know what you think, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I'm doing like one thing after another, dude. And then it turns out that, you know, that night we fucking go down there, dude. I have hella people coming down and shit like that, dude. And the guy or the person who I thought was the owner of it wasn't the owner.
Oh, shit.
That person ended up getting fired. That whole thing ended up getting
my
canceled, bro. So I'm
God.
like, so I was fucking nervous for the fucking last week, bro. All last month, dude. I was prepping for this
Damn,
shit,
that's hella
dude. And you
messed
guys
up.
just said, No. I
This
was
guy,
like,
no,
this
this
guy
is-
didn't even work for us.
Yeah,
I don't even know where you got this gig from.
Shit.
yeah,
Damn,
dude.
that's
So
crazy.
like, I'm prepping, dude. I fucking got all worked up for no fucking reason.
Fuck.
You
That
know?
sucks,
That was
that
us of
sucks.
the live stream. The first one, we're like, dude, why are we nervous? There's
Why
nobody
we're
can
nervous?
watch. There's
Yeah,
nobody
nobody's
can
watching.
hear.
Like nobody was watching, dude. Like it's just me and him. We're like, dude, I'm
Why are we
nervous.
nervous?
It's like, why you nervous, bro? I was like, I don't know why you nervous. I was
it's
like,
like,
dude, there's nobody in the room.
I think you're just like thinking like, I mean, it's a picture for like the world. Like
Right.
you're on the internet. This is the
Yeah,
world.
it's the
You're
world
like
right
the
here,
world.
you
Who know
know?
who's watching in some part of the world? It's
Somebody's-
Twitch. Come
somebody's
on.
gonna- yeah, it's Twitch.
Somebody's watching
Anybody's
something.
gonna watch that.
Yeah, when I was doing like my practice ones, I was just like seeing. I was like, I had no followers. I was like, perfect. Ain't nobody gonna look at.
Right.
So I'll just do my test. 26 views. I was like, where? Who is watching
hell? Yeah,
these?
out of
I was like,
nowhere.
who the hell's watching this? I was like, I'm doing a test here. I don't have any followers.
Yeah,
How you
yeah.
guys watching
They
this?
just pop out, man. People want to see,
It's
you
like,
know.
what the?
Yeah,
But yeah,
dude.
this is like.
And that nervous feeling, dude, it's a really good feeling, dude. And that's fucking what Houston always says,
Yeah.
too, man. He's always like, this dude fucking lives for that feeling. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I
He
fucking
loves
hate
it.
bro. But it's like, that's like where growth comes in, you know? And that's such a good fucking feeling, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we were
is.
like that,
It's
and
a
after we were
good-ass feeling.
DJing, it went away.
It goes, once you got that feeling,
Yeah.
like, well, then you're like, dude, why did I feel like that?
Do you guys still get nervous?
Oh, every time.
Fuck yeah. That's just so, oh my gosh. It's just like, I don't know.
It was it was a live stream, and we
Yeah.
were nervous.
I was
Yeah.
even nervous right now. I was like, man, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's,
like,
it's
how we
always like, yeah, you're always nervous,
Mm-hmm.
like when you like new things like that. But it's like it's cool. It's like
gonna- It's
like
a
yeah,
game
you
changer.
chase that feeling. It's
Chase
like-
it, bro. I think it's the best. Thing.
It's
You
dope.
can't forget it.
Especially like
that.
when we're like yeah, like especially when you're like when you're doing a club event, you're like really
There's
anxious
so many people.
until people start coming. You're like, it's only 3 people right now.
Yup.
It's only 5, and like and then you're like 10, 15, yeah, it's getting
this
popping,
is
like you're getting
popping.
now.
Yup,
Yeah,
yup.
that's the-
And you know, too, the other thing, man, was like when I was first getting into it, dude, like I would go to other places and fucking look at what DJs were doing and shit, like really listening to the music and stuff, right? And there was like a lot of times where I was like, damn, that dude's like way off beat. No one's noticing. Like,
Nobody,
okay, it doesn't
yeah.
fucking
No,
matter.
no.
You know, like, oh shit, like I didn't know that a lot of people use like premixes too and shit, or like, you know, like already, you know, like intros, outros, and I was like, what the fuck, that song changed and he didn't even fucking do anything. I was like, what the fuck's this dude doing? bro?
Yeah, there's edits like that. There are edits where it's
Yeah.
like segues or like it'll change into,
Right.
but it's like how you go out of those songs, and you kind of just gotta know how to
It's
jump
helping
into
tools.
each.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of know how to jump into different genres too, because it's
Exactly.
like you're playing Latin and you go straight to country. You're like,
Whoa, he took a big ass leap. Whoa.
Yep.
hold up.
That's
If
how
you're
it is.
gonna do that, at least you gotta like work your way into it. Like
Yeah.
I can easily like, cause there's a lot of like, since Latin's like a big thing right now, like you
Big
gotta
thing.
like.
It's a big changer right now.
It's easy to like there's a bunch of edits that are like hip hop and Latin edits and like dance hall edits that like you can
Right.
easially transition from hip hop to Latin like nothing.
Nothing.
It's
Yeah.
cake.
Yeah. Like
It's easy. Yeah, you can do any of those.
Yeah,
like it's
they're
so
easy.
easy to like transition into that.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do like, I mean, and it's that's like there's so many edits. It's like as long as you got like J Balvin's vocals going off in EDM, it's like you're still in
Yeah.
that Latin, so like
It's
you're
still-
doing
yeah.
that transition good. But it's like you just gotta like like know how to like what genres to jump into and like how to jump into them, because if you just like whoop, cut into like I said, you got Latin
Like,
into country, you're like, what the? But if I went Latin to some country edit, like Latin country edit, like it had like a country beat over like Bad Bunny or something like
Right.
that, that's like you can easily
Yeah,
like
come
get
on,
into
yeah,
that, and then you're like,
yeah.
all right, let's go into country now.
Yep. Yep.
But like you gotta like really know how to like mash that up in there together, like the
Right.
mashups.
Yep.
They do a lot of like hip hop mashups with like the like J Balvin and like just some like
Yeah.
Latin songs.
There's a lot
And
of- there's a
EDM
lot
too, like
out
EDM,
there.
like that's why it's like you can jump into any of those genres like easy. It's like and like it's just like just gotta know what you're doing, like jumping through those, because you can
Yeah.
definitely like train wreck it, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, that is terrible.
Yeah.
You can tell like when someone train wrecks, you're like, oh.
I feel you.
And then those
man.
like awkward like when you drop the intro too early,
right.
and it's like an awkward like
Both
you're like,
fucking, or-
and then it goes in.
Oh, shit, it dropped.
Oh yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that was too
It
early.
was too early.
Right.
That happens, you know, but
Yep. Yep.
But-
I hear
That's
that,
how it
dude.
is.
You
That's
know
how
what's
you play
crazy,
it out.
dude? Like you were saying, like like the whole Latin music, dude. It's like it's fucking blowing up, bro.
Oh.
Dude, they've been fucking killing it, dude. I
Hey,
fucking love that
Everybody
shit,
wants
dude.
to hop on right now. Tiger's be doing it with that alpha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody,
Everybody
like all
hopping on
the
right
hip,
now.
like all the like, a lot of the hip hop artists are jumping into it with
They want
all
to
of
go to
them.
J Balvin and all that.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
wanna start
especially I
doing
think
some
J
stuff.
Balvin and Bad Bunny.
Black
are, like,
Eyed
the
Peas
ones.
came back.
Yeah, Black Eyed
Fucking
Peas came in with like a
Ritmo.
Yeah, with all of
Dude.
those. I was
Those
like,
bangers.
y'all
What's
were
crazy,
gone for a minute.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
they came
It's
back.
the Latin, bro. It's a new wave right now.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. I honestly thought that Bad Bunny wasn't gonna be around for a long time.
I didn't
thought he was gonna be a
either.
one-hit wonder, bro.
I didn't like him
I
at first.
think so.
I was like,
Neither.
what the fuck is this
I-
Bad Bunny
that's
dude?
what I'm
What the fuck is a
saying.
name like Bad Bunny? And I'm like,
Everybody's
Bad
Dude,
Bunny.
the name was like, all right, bro, that's not a fucking like a poppin' name.
Yeah.
And it was like the one song with Drake, Mia, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
All right.
you
Yeah.
know, this is gonna be his one-hit fucking wonder.
And then he started going and going.
Dude.
And nobody liked him when he had the Chambea song.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, everyone's like, nobody understands him, this and this.
Yeah, that was when I was like, what, this mumble rapping, another one,
Yeah,
just
then he
like.
just started blowing up, you know. Everyone
Yeah.
started hopping on his wave and stuff. So I
And
was
then,
like,
yeah, and then
dang.
the more and more, and then Safarea came. I was like, whoa,
Safarea.
Oh, dude.
that album, when he dropped that, was like,
Dude.
That album was
A lot of the
fire.
songs
think
I was
that's
like, yeah, you
and then
gonna-
it dropped during the pandemic, so
yeah, we're
everybody
like,
was like,
oh.
well, no,
We
we
were
can't play it
bummed
in the
out. We're like, can't
club.
even play these slappers in the fucking
Dude,
club.
it's funny, dude, because I didn't fucking realize the whole Tiburon thing until, like, honestly, probably like a week ago. And I was just like, hell yeah, the Tiburon. And I was like, the other day, I was like, I know what this motherfucker's talking about now, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't put two and two together, dude, until that point.
Yeah,
you know?
no,
So-
he said something. There's a lot. He's been
Yeah, and
saying
then
it.
I mean, also too, when he dropped his the Oasis with J Balvin and Bad Bunny, that one was a lit one too.
Banger, dude.
Yeah,
Banger.
Banger.
that's when I was starting to get into like more and more into like the like club scenes and like bar scenes like a lot more.
Yeah, dude.
And then from there was just like building up.
Spreading it
It's
up,
just going
building
up.
it up.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But yeah, Latin's just been blowing up completely. It's
People
just off
love
the
that
freaking
right now.
charts.
That's-
And
Yeah.
Bad Bunny right now is like number one.
Artist in the world.
Yeah.
Dude, second up
He just
Drake, probably.
Yeah, Drake was for what was it, Spotify or whatever?
Yeah.
He was just for streamers or whatever.
Yeah,
He
Bad
came on. I
Bunny
was
is-
like, man, what? I was
Dude,
like,
it's crazy, bro.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because like I think he's probably even bigger than Daddy Yankee was like back in his
Yeah,
Back in his
he's
time.
like he's the Daddy Yankee of our time.
Of our time right now, that's what he is. Because Daddy Yankee is he's still good right now, but
Yeah.
that's his prime. Oh my gosh, coming out with Pose, Gasolina.
Yeah.
That's when that was a Bad Bunny at their time.
Well, then
you know?
he also had a bunch of other Latin ones that he came out like recently, like not too long ago too. That
Yeah, he
were
did.
Oh
bangers.
yeah, with what was it?
But I think he's been in the game so long. He's just like it's my time to kick back and
Yeah,
let
he's
some
been
other
in the
like
game
let
for
somebody
so long,
else
yeah.
like take the
He's still
shine.
slapping though. Con Calma, that one. It was
Yeah, all of
it's
those,
the
yeah.
remix of the old school song. Of,
right.
When
Yeah.
there's a new Daddy Yankee song, when is it not slapping? Like,
Yeah,
it's not
that
slap.
song's always gonna slap.
Even if
Yeah.
it's like those are
everybody
perfect
knows
like
Daddy
radio
Yankee's the
ones
OG
too.
and
Oh,
And
absolutely,
yeah.
dude.
He's the
Don
OG.
Omar too.
Yeah.
Omar,
I just
all
haven't
that.
heard a lot from those guys either.
Yeah.
Like Ozuna, like I'm like I haven't heard
Ozuna.
Ozuna in a minute.
Yeah.
So now
Like,
they're
where
coming
did he
out a
go?
little bit, but you
But
know,
Bad Bunny's definitely killing
Bad
it out
Bunny's
here,
throwing
man. He's
albums out there like
Yeah,
crazy.
J
man.
Balvin too.
Yeah, J Balvin's
Balvin.
out
Yeah,
here.
dude.
Dude, yeah.
They really put it out for everybody else in the Latin countries, dude. Everyone else is starting to fucking come out, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
they're like, oh, these guys are like, yeah, and then that's so
Putting
cool to
people
see
on the
though.
map.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
really
so-
putting people on the
yeah,
map. with
it's so
that.
cool to see that. Like, it's so cool to see like
The Latin
like,
community.
yeah, they
coming
like
together.
it brings up other artists. Like they're motivated by those artists, and then they come up.
Yeah.
Like you never know who's like seeing us and they're motivated by us and start DJing. You know, and like
Yep.
that's pretty cool too. Like, oh shit, I motivated you to want to do this. Like,
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
hell yeah. No, I
Yeah.
do. I have friends too that hit me up and they're like, "Hey man, like, I don't know if you feel like comfortable telling me like how do you DJ? What do you want to
Yeah.
start with? Like, hey man, like, go with Serato, bro. I was
Yeah,
like, go Serato, get
I'm
an
not-
SB3 on like 150.
Yeah, I'm
200
not
bucks, you know?
stingy to tell people
Yeah.
where I get my music.
Yeah,
like
and
this,
it's
like,
like,
hey,
bro.
let's all help each other freaking come up.
And I think
Yeah.
that there's like so much here in Reno. Like Cali's so much different. Like there's so much
Dude.
love out there. Everybody wants to
So
work
much.
with each other.
Everybody's like stingy. You're like, no.
Everybody
Like,
here is,
all
like,
this is
stingy,
like,
man.
I got it
Everybody
from. No,
wants
I
to
can't
be
tell you
against
where I
each
got
other
this.
here.
Like, exclusive
And that's
stuff.
that's what we're trying to do is like we're trying to like get around with everybody, man. We're not those
spread the
stingy
love,
people.
man.
Spread the
Yeah.
love, you
I'm
know,
not
help each
stingy.
other. I'm gonna show you what I know. You show me what you
You want
know.
help?
And that's
I'ma
how
help
we,
you.
you know. I say it like that. You can't. We could do it by ourselves. Go up by ourselves, but it'd be so much harder though.
It
It helps.
is.
When
Yeah,
you
if I
got
was like
people-
to myself and I was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I want to be better than Jose, I want to be better than Clayton, I want to be
Right.
better than like everybody,
Right.
all the DJs around me. It's
Exactly.
like you're never gonna get nowhere like
No,
that.
Yeah.
dude, and like you can do it on your own, dude, but it's fucking hard, bro.
It's
it takes
hard.
a lot of work, you know.
takes a
So if
lot
you
of
got
work.
a
push a
team
lot
around
harder.
you, yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got a team, dude. You know, you're good at all these things, dude. They're good at all these things. You got another
Exactly.
person who's good at these things.
Yeah, everybody
dude.
has their niche.
Yeah.
Everybody has what
Everybody
they're
has
good
their
at.
little talent.
And it's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not so good at this, but you are. Can you help me, or like, would you want to do this with me? Like,
Right,
you know,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly,
dude.
Like, I'm not good in like banda or like no like. I have so much trouble in the mezcla mix now. So I'm like, oh god. I was like, no more cumbia, salsa,
like in the live stream.
quebraditas. I'm like, oh.
I don't even know how to do the live stream. He helped me out. Now I
Yeah.
know.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? So it's
Yeah.
like,
First time, like
First
fucking
time, we're-
straight 1 week.
Yep.
And I
Just
got
do it.
the
You got it done.
webcam off my phone. I was just like,
now
Yeah.
whenever
The
I
OBS
told him,
studio.
hey, let's go do a little live stream on Twitch. We're gonna do it, you know,
Right.
and it's cool because you know we could go back to back like that,
Right.
and people watching. That's how you
Yeah.
know we get ourselves out there, promote. You know.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And you know, it's kind of crazy. Like, so you guys are like our first true fucking guest on the podcast,
Oh,
right?
shit,
Like,
hell yeah.
we just started it up, dude. Hell yeah, bro. And I
Yeah.
think, dude, it was the best choice, dude. Like, you guys are killing it, bro.
Oh, yeah,
you guys are
thank
doing
you.
fucking good. You guys are
Thank you.
fucking
dude,
natural
appreciate
at this
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So you guys have made it really fucking easy for me, dude, which is fucking totally cool, bro.
See, yeah.
And
No
like
worries.
for us, dude, like we started off with like one mic, and we're like, we're just gonna do strictly audio, and then it was like, dude, and this was just all within like the last 2 or 3 weeks, right? Where we're like, we went one mic, 2 mics. Now
Yeah.
let's start recording, bro. I had
Yeah.
one camera, then I was like, dude, we gotta get another camera. Okay,
Yeah.
we need a third camera. We went from the table to
Nice.
like, dude, we gotta get a couch.
Yeah.
To the fucking, you know, just the whole different
Yeah.
setup, dude.
Yeah,
the
it's a
fucking
whole- it
light,
comes-
everything, bro.
It
It's
comes
just
all
like,
together. It takes time and everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you, like you said, now you got everything. You got to keep pushing forward, and that's where it's gonna come out to, you know.
Yep.
You know, starting the podcast, boom, we started something now, you know.
Yep.
Now little by little, start bringing more people, and it's gonna come up, you know.
Yeah,
People
dude.
love seeing that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, especially us being the first DJs too on the.
Yeah,
They're gonna
dude.
be like, whoa, you know, we got some DJs on the podcast, you know.
Yeah.
See who else. Other musicians, artists,
Yeah.
you know, other people that do, you know, like talents have out there, you know, do a lot of different things out there, and I know there's
And
a lot
it's
of
it's
talent.
cool too, cause like, I mean, they might see us on the stage, but they don't know our story.
right.
Yeah,
They don't know
exactly.
where I came from. They don't know where Jose came from. They don't
Yeah.
know our story. Like, it's cool to share our story and like
Absolutely.
our experiences and like in the industry.
in the
here.
industry, especially.
and like just around town.
There's
like,
some
it's
normal
cool.
kids out there just wanting to have a good time, man.
That's why it
Just
was
doing,
like, it was
just doing what
crazy
we
to me,
love,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
incredible.
When I had first seen that you were DJing like on Instagram, I was like, what the fuck? That was that one dude, bro. And I was like, hey, shut the fuck up over
Yeah,
there.
I could hear you breathing, bro.
Breathing hella hard. I was like, that dude's the
That was at the
DJ?
races, man. Way back, bring it way back, man.
Yeah, dude. So, you know, it's crazy, man. Like, people transform, people change, you know? So,
exactly.
that's really what we're trying to do with the podcast, man. And, like, trying to bring more business owners, people with small businesses, people
Yeah.
with niches, dude.
Exactly.
People who really love doing what they do, you
Exactly.
know? And hopefully we motivate more people, you know?
Yeah,
and
that's
locally,
Always, that
That's
was
always
the
that.
that was the
yeah,
goal, man. That's
show
always
them that,
Yeah.
dude, locally, there's a ton of talent
There's a
here.
lot
Yeah.
of talent out there, man. A lot.
It's like
You know, Houston, he has been his he works on phones and stuff, man. I was
Yeah,
like, dang, he
dude.
got his own little shop going and everything. I was like, dang, man. You know, shit, he got that shit going and everything.
Hey, this dude's he's gonna have his own episode too, man.
Hell
He
yeah,
wish.
hey.
This dude went from rags to riches,
yeah,
bro.
I love it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hey,
You
this
get
dude-
one too.
Hey, he went from fucking selling phones and fixing phones out of this dude's fucking trunk, bro, to
Yeah.
have his own location.
Yeah.
And he
It's-
said 2021, he's opening up a second location.
Ooh,
Low-key,
congrats. Hey,
low-key.
low key, we're going to keep it on the low.
We're putting it out to the universe, bro.
Yeah,
we
man, you
telling
know.
it what we want, bro, what
Yes,
we
sir,
need.
What we need out here, man. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
only the matter of fact, you know, he
Yeah.
actually took his risk, and that's what we were talking about. He took it, he
dude.
said, I'm
It's
going to
always-
do it.
yeah.
And just the matter of
It's
fact,
always
just
that
pushing
leap of
doing
faith.
it, you
Fuck
know?
yeah.
it's just like with the trailer, man. I was like, see where this goes. It's like, if it
Nothing.
doesn't work out, I can use this trailer to do so many things.
Yeah.
Live out of this thing
Exactly.
if I wanted to.
Honestly,
Or
I'm
sell
not-
food, like I don't know, like there's so many different things. You
So
can't
many
just like,
ideas
Yeah.
out
oh,
there,
it didn't
man.
work out. That's it. No,
Yep.
it's like
Make it
just
happen.
make it like do
Yeah.
something else with it. There's so many things you can do with the trailer. You can do so many things. Like
Yeah,
you could
dude.
help people in need if you really wanted to.
You
like
can rent that fucker out, man.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
Rent it
It's
out
like-
for
it's-
Burning Man. You can
anything.
Yeah.
Ubers,
Burning
whatever
Man.
you want
so
to do.
so many
Take
things.
it out,
Like, yeah,
Burning
I
Man.
mean, you know, you just never know. Started one trailer, and in the next 3 years, I might have like 5 trailers. You just never know.
All together.
Jose,
and
I
have
got a
little
trailer.
piece
You want
down
to tow
and
this thing out to this place and want to DJ out of it?
how
Like,
it is,
and then it just like, you know, it brings opportunity to like. I can't handle 5-6 freaking gigs if it's all at the same time. Like, I need help. Like, I'm gonna need other DJs. Like, it just brings opportunity to like really like any like the DJs that I know, like all of Amplify guys, like Jose. Like, if I have anything that I can't do, and I'm like, yo, you want to work in the trailer today? Like, I'm just gonna send this bitch out today.
Let's get it.
dude.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
And
man.
so like it's cool to like, you know, I want to be able to help other DJs that are trying to come up too, and like give them that opportunity that other places won't give them. Like, yo, you want a DJ? Well, for sure, get in the freaking trailer. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Park this thing in
opportunity. Like you
somewhere.
guys give us the opportunity. You know, start this this podcast too. Thank you guys for having us, man.
you
You
guys.
know, shit.
Thank you.
Hell yeah,
Thank you
you
guys for
know,
being
it
here,
just
dude.
takes one time, you know, start something going, man, you know.
Absolutely,
Hell
man.
yeah.
We'll have to have you guys back in 2021, man. And everyone here in the room is
Keeping
gonna have a good 2022.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. I
Getting
hope so,
updated,
man.
bro.
Hell yeah. 'Cause after all this, man.
Hell
So,
yeah.
as a matter of fact, you know, 2021 hopefully
I'm
Absolutely.
gets
ready.
better after this,
2020
man.
is
It's getting better, you know. It's getting better
Absolutely.
after
Yeah.
everything happened, you know.
Yeah.
Little
So,
by little.
where can people find you guys?
We're on Instagram, Facebook. Oh, I'm under as DJ Discolazer.
I'm under DJ AyDee, Facebook and Instagram too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Part of
Book these
Millennium
guys.
Music.
Yeah, and then
And
we got
Amplified.
Amplified
Yes,
Entertainment.
sir.
You
Oh,
need
yeah. Shout out
anything,
to
you already
them.
know.
Yeah,
We're
shout out
best in
Millennium
Northern
Music.
Nevada.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you guys for having us.